Welcome to part 3 of our season series. We're talking all about the seasons of life and how to get the most out of each season. Today we're specifically talking about the season of having children. Let's get started. Please subscribe to get updates whenever we publish these new videos in this series, and to get all of our other videos on money, minimalism, our travel journey around the world. We do publish a video every week. So having children is likely the biggest change you've experienced so far in life. Going from being single to being married is a big change, but not as big of a change as having children for most people. And don't worry, you'll get through these times when you feel like you have no time, usually in the early years of a child being in your home. You will get through this, and remember that this time is temporary. Remember to appreciate it and embrace the time you have while your child is still young. It is a little bit weird to go from living alone to living with your spouse, but I would assume you've been living with other people for most of your life, whether you're family or roommates. But going from living with yourself and your spouse to living with a child or children is a big change. It's unlikely you've been taking care of children your whole life. I know some big brothers and big sisters are disagreeing, but for a lot of people, it's unlikely. And hopefully you prepared for this season of life of having children, financially, physically, any way you can. But even if you haven't prepared for it, don't worry, you've got this. Thousands and thousands of children are brought into the world every day to parents who are not prepared. It's impossible to fully prepare to be a parent. It's apparent that you can't fully prepare to be a parent. And you may be feeling like your life is gone and all your free time is taken away from you, but it doesn't have to be that way. Your priorities have changed, that's all. This is the perfect season for you to focus on your family, spend time together and get your house in order. Start a side hustle that doesn't interfere with your family, early mornings or late nights. Work to provide for your family, but it's not the season to work 100 hours a week, speaking from experience. Yes, you should be focusing on your family right now, especially in the early years. I constantly had people telling me that I was working way too much in the younger years of my children's lives. But I kept saying, oh, I'll cut back when insert whatever event was next in my life. Or, I'm just working like this now, I'm not going to continue doing this for forever. And I didn't continue to work like that for forever, but I did miss a lot of the important years in my kids' lives when they were younger, because I worked so much, and I can't get that time back. And you won't be able to either. I wish I would have listened to all the people who were telling me that I was working way too much in the early years, and I wish I would have cut back then. So take it from someone who's been there. Don't use all of this time to make all the money you can. Use this time to spend with your family. You don't need as much money as you think you do. Try to cut back on your expenses first, before you start trying to make more money. And a quick note on the season of adoption. I could do an entire video series on adoption, and I actually do plan to do that in the future. Adoption is one of the most rewarding things we've ever done. But as far as planning to be in the season of adoption, it's really just about taking the time so that you can allow the children to adapt to your family. So take some time off if you've recently adopted. Take a vacation if you can. Allow for that bonding time. Make the earliest memories that your adopted children have in your family sweet memories. And don't rush the process. Depending on the age of the children and the way that you adopt, it may take a lot of time. And this is a very touchy area, but just know that if you are in the process of adopting, you can always leave comments below and I can share my experiences and answer anything in whatever way I know how. So leave your comments below. Join us next week for part 4. It's going to be the season of an empty nest. We're going to be talking about empty nesters and how to live in that season productively and fruitfully. Please subscribe to stay tuned to this series and to get our other videos. Also, while you're here, and if you have new children especially, check out my book, Intentional Children. I'll put a link in the description. It is all the things that slip through the cracks in other parenting books, and it's all about raising your kids when it comes to money and mindset. That's all for today. I will see you next week in part 4.